Hello, Taurus. Welcome to your reading for the next 48 hours. We're going to open up the energy of the reading today with the Rhino Spirit. Overcome any obstacle. This feels like a pretty nice gift from the universe, right? Overcome any obstacle right now. So I feel that's a really good energy for Taurus, right? And I feel like a lot of you are maybe up against an obstacle right now. And I wonder if this is kind of suggesting that maybe our fortunes are changing, you know? Let's find out. Let's do our tarot. We're going to use the Rider-Waite-Smith tarot today. We have an Ace of Swords. There's the clarity we need to overcome the obstacles. There's the love and the cooperation we need to overcome the obstacles. The Two of Swords, the intuition, the decision-making. There's the obstacle. And the Hermit, the way forward, the Page of Cups, the sort of new feelings, right? The kind of like, the Page of Cups, I almost feel like we're overcoming the obstacle and we're saying, wait, I did? Really? Really? It worked? You know, we feel that almost like that surprise, you know, but it's a joy. Yeah. I love this. I think this is perfect. Path of the Serpent, we have more intuition with the High Priestess. We have solidity. We have stability, safety, security with our Four of Pentacles. We have a Ten of Wands. I feel like the overcoming of this obstacle, it couldn't come soon enough, right? Ten of Wands over here, and a Page of Pentacles with our Page of Cups. We're really in this exploratory energy. We get to see what life is like on the other side of that obstacle. So I feel like, 48 hours, I feel like something very significant is coming down the pipe for you. I feel like everything is about to turn in your favor. Okay, I want you to claim this reading right now while it's fresh. Let's select our mystery card, bonus card, confirmation card. This is a random card from the Smith-Waite Tarot. This is the factor infinite and unknown. We're going to set it here with our little sea turtle friend right there on top. We're not going to look at that card until the very end. It will tie everything together and will give us the confirmation that we need at the end of the reading. If at any moment during this message you feel like you might know what that card is, put your prediction in the comments right below the video. Now, let's look around the room because what we see is two majors, the Hermit and the High Priestess. So this is kind of like you've got to cut away the distractions. You've got to focus inward. It kind of is showing that there is maybe something that we don't quite know yet, because we are looking at that Ace of Swords for clarity, right? So it feels like we've got to look inside. We need to find that inner clarity. We got to tap into our intuition, tap into the cosmic, rays, get that divine download, and that's going to give us the tool that we need, the clarity that we need, the certainty. It's going to give us the sign, right, that we need in order to go through this obstacle and get to all these pomegranates on the other side, right? Right behind the High Priestess is the Empress. Your best life, your big rock candy mountain. It's all of the harvest and success and abundance that's behind this obstacle, okay? And your intuition is trying to lead you through it. We're really tapping in here. I think this is going to be a week of a lot of clarity coming in. You got to listen to the signs and symbols and synchronicities. The Ace of Cups the Ace of Swords seems to be what we're looking for. And this is clarity. This is your clear thinking that's going to cut through the confusion. There is a truth that is rising to the surface for you in the next 48 hours, Taurus. So expect moments of insight that shift your understanding about something. And I think give you the solution, right, to overcome any obstacle. It feels like our Rhino is giving us a snapshot of the right kind of formula for overcoming any obstacle. This is how you do it. Okay, so take a screenshot of this spread. This is how you overcome any obstacle. And this is the new idea, this is the plan, this is the conversation, right? That's bringing that sense of direction. This is the light bulb moment on top of your head. This is your antenna on the top of your head giving you the divine download. This is a time of, speaking with precision and honesty. Clarity right now is going to bring you all the progress. So for some of you, this could literally be like, we got to have that conversation. Okay? We have to speak with precision and honesty if we want to get through this obstacle. This is mental focus and sharpness. And I think you're using this to set your firm intention. To me, this is the beginning of a renewed purpose. Yeah, a renewed purpose. Well, you also have a Two of Swords as well, right? But let's talk first maybe about our Two of Cups. Because the Two of Cups is love. Yeah. And this, for some of you, this could be there's an obstacle in the relationship. If this is, then now love is obviously, there's all forms, all types of love, right? There's divine love, self-love, romantic love, platonic love, spiritual love, there's a lot of different kinds of love. And so it may be that in one of your relationships, either with yourself or with a friend or family member or, a romantic partner, that there could be an obstacle there. There could be some kind of a blockage happening in that relationship. So for some of you, this is, we're sort of, we got to have that conversation. We're going to clear this, a misunderstanding or something like that. This is unity, the Two of Cups. This is partnership. This is emotional exchange. So maybe in the next 48 hours, expect that very deep conversation and work toward that clarity that's going to allow you to reconnect with someone who is very meaningful to you. This is a card of balance between giving and receiving. It's reciprocity that is going to strengthen the bond. Mutual respect. Okay? That's going to really build trust between you and someone in your life. You and yourself, you and spirit, you and your friend or lover, you know what I mean. In that love relationship, this is a deepening of trust, a strengthening of trust. Choose cooperation for the next couple days, rather than being distant, rather than being too prideful that we can't really connect with the other person. Okay? Striving toward that kind of a bond. Strive for peace, strive for a renewal. Okay? And there's a deeper understanding, I think, that's being formulated. This is a love that should encourage you. This is a love through which there is strength. We see the winged lion, strength and creativity. We also see the caduceus, so we see wisdom. We see communication. We see cooperation. That you and this other entity, whether it's yourself or spirit or your friend or your lover or whatever, that relationship, that partnership is leading to greater things for you. That partnership is leading to creation. Okay? So I think in all of our relationships right now, it's going to be a really good idea to ask ourselves, to strive for that kind of clarity. Is this relationship bringing out the best version of me? Or is it bringing out a kind of a not so good version of me? And maybe that's the clarity that you're looking for in your life, is with any relationship. Is it one that's bringing out the best? Is it one that's encouraging? Do I feel like I'm better and stronger because of this relationship, or do I feel like it's stealing something away from me? Okay. So I feel like some of you have that kind of a decision to make about a relationship. For some of you, this is the appearance of a relationship that is going to bring out the best qualities in you. And I think that for all of us, for the next 48 hours, let's find that person in our lives that helps us to do that. Maybe that's you. Maybe that's you having that relationship with yourself. We don't need another person in order to make us, strong and make us evolve, right? It could be a relationship internally. It could be a spiritual relationship with yourself, with God, goddess, deity. It could be your relationship with the larger world. But finding that love in your life that's going to allow you to become the best version of yourself. Okay? Now we talk about the Two of Swords, because this is energy that feels a little uncertain. And it may be that right now you feel two paths are pulling equally at your attention. So there's a little bit of hesitation or a little bit of indecision that requires clarity. So I feel like a lot of you in your life right now are feeling that there might be like two or more ways to go forward. We also have two here for the sort of 2 days, 48 hours, right? So I feel that there may be multiple choices for a lot of us right now. And this could be, you know, it's like there's an obstacle. I could either go this way or I could go this way, but maybe I can't go directly straight. I've got to go around, but which, do I go to the left or to the right? You know, there's sort of kind of this detour energy right now. But we're overcoming the obstacle, okay? So I feel that, you know, it's not so much that we're not going to get to our goal. It's just that we may have to find a way to get past this obstacle, which doesn't always mean we're just going to brute force it. May need a little bit of delicacy, may need a little bit of subtlety and tact, a little bit of grace, a little bit of love. I think you're going to overcome your obstacle using love and honesty and clarity, and not using brute force. See, the Ten of Wands is in the position of what we don't want. So to overcome any obstacle, clarity and love, not brute force. Okay? But what we don't want to do right now is avoid the problem. Okay? Waiting too long is going to keep things even more stuck. So what you're doing with that Hermit and with the Two of Swords is you're looking inward for the answer. We're not seeking validation. We're looking for the right answer. This is a card also of balancing logic and intuition. This card isn't so much about what decision you need to make or anything. It's about how you make decisions. How do you figure out what to do? Well, you think about it till you're blue in the face, and then you stop thinking about it, and you see what's going on in here. Then you ask spirit, you ask your heart, you ask your conscience, you ask your gut, you ask your instinct. Okay? Logic alone is never going to direct you, steer you in the right direction, because life's not a math problem. Pure reasoning, right, works for math and not much else. Everything else needs at least a little bit of heart, you know? But you need to think about it. Again, this is the balance and the cooperation between logical mind and intuitive perception. This is how you make decisions. The right choice is going to come to you when you have peace. This is the Two of Swords. It's a card called literally peace, peace of mind. Okay? Rather than pressure, rather than stress. The right choice will come when peace replaces pressure. When we feel urged to hurry up and make a decision. Ten of Wands, again, kind of sneak it in here as my scapegoat, right? Brute force. Even the Ten of Wands is intense pressure on you, that there's so much weight on your shoulders. And it could be that there's somebody that's saying, hurry up and make a decision. Hurry up and figure it out. And we might be putting that pressure on ourselves too, by the way. That's exactly what the Ten of Wands is about. That's what the card literally is, you know. So instead of feeling the pressure, we're trying to just be at peace. Okay? And I think part of that peace is when we do make a decision that we feel intuitively, we've thought it through, and then we've trusted our intuition, and we're moving forward now. I feel like we're going to sleep like a baby, you know? I feel like this is really that kind of mental peace, that inner peace. Because when the decision's pending, what? There's stress, right? Once we decide, that stress goes away. Now it's just about doing it. So all that, the stress is really because there's a decision that I haven't made yet. That's where stress kind of, comes from. There's a plan, there's something that I need to do, but I haven't decided how I'm going to do it and, all that kind of stuff. So we're still in like the planning phases. Once we actually decide on what to do, all that stress goes away. Then it just becomes more of like, following through and putting the plan into action. Okay, 5 of Pentacles now we have. Challenge. Something that may be testing your resilience. This feels like the obstacle. It feels like there was a setback, there's some kind of worry, or there's some kind of scarcity that's going on. This is kind of like saying, in the physical realm, something should have been there, but it's not there. So something's missing from your situation or from your relationship or from your life. And so that feels like the obstacle is like, how do I get from here where I don't have it to over there where the thing is that I need? So it could be financial, it could be about your home or your living situation, it could be about your job, it could be about the relationship. So the obstacle, the worry seems to be, how do I get from here, where obviously I don't have what I want or what I need? How do I get from here to there? What's the easiest way of getting from point A to point B? Well, a straight line, right? Well, no, you fold space and you just sort of wormhole through. But, in this reality that we're in, it's a straight line. But what if that straight line isn't so straight? Or what if there's an obstacle on that line? Well, then you're going to have to sort of take a more circuitous route. Okay. For some of you, you may be feeling a little isolated. Maybe a situation that feels like there's a lack of support. Okay. Support is closer than you think. Ask for help if you need it. Having too much of that pride, right, it's only going to prolong the struggle or prevent us from getting through the obstacle. Maybe this is like, it's a big wall in front of you. And you're thinking, no, step back, I can do it. But we're not tall enough for, to climb up that wall. So maybe it's like, okay, buddy, give me a boost. When you do the hands like this and someone steps and you give someone a boost over a wall. You ever do that as kids? That's kind of what I feel like is going on here. It's like, that's what we're here for, like ask me for help. I couldn't get over that wall by myself, and you shouldn't expect to do it either. So we're here. I'll put my hands like this, and you step on here, step on my shoulder, and watch the hair, but get over and then reach your hand down and pull me over, and there we go. It's like we're playing Roblox or something, It's that teamwork. It's that cooperation. Sometimes I've gotten stuck in that Roblox game with my daughter, and also my niece plays it and stuff like that. And I sort of like it because there is those obstacles, or I don't know if they call them obbies or something, but there's teamwork. So there are these, the teamwork obbies are what my daughter and my niece both like, because you have to work together. One person hits the button while the other person walks across the platform, and then they have to hit the button so the other person can do it, and it's, you have to help each other. And I like that aspect of that game, yeah. And that's kind of what this card is saying, that we don't want to prolong our struggle. Let's just ask for what we need. Okay, and also, let's focus on what we do have rather than what's missing. Like all the 5s kind of show us that aspect, right? That way we may be looking at this card and thinking, well, gosh, yeah, I've got one shoe, I'm on crutches, it's snowing, it's nighttime, it's terrible. Focusing on all the negative. But, I've got the other shoe, and, I've got my partner with me. And, there's help closer than we realize. Also, compassion. Showing that toward yourself and toward other people to help to restore the balance in that relationship. And for a lot of you, this is literally like in your family situation or in your relationship, y'all are fighting a little bit because there's some money problems, right? I mean, that's going to be a very straightforward thing here. You got to work together as a team. You got to strengthen that love bond, because that's how you're going to get over this obstacle. Not if the two of you are fighting. It's going to prolong the struggle. It's going to make things feel worse. Overcome any obstacle with clarity, honesty, and love. The hermit isn't you being by yourself. No, the hermit isn't about loneliness. The hermit's about you looking within and getting the answer and figuring out what you need to do. Okay? And not being in ego. I think everything is about to shift in your favor, Taurus, but you need to claim it. Okay? That's exactly what we need to do. Now, anyway, the hermit, having the vision, having the lamp, having the light, the flashlight, right, to show us the path forward, so I know how to get through this obstacle. And that's exactly what clarity and love and honesty and truth are going to bring you, is the flashlight. So this might be a period of solitude, okay, for you, but it's more for reflection and introspection. This is you pulling back from the noise or influence to rediscover your truth, to get centered, I lost the wheel, the pendant on my necklace broke off, so now I just have the Tibetan prayer wheel. But I'm going to look for it, and it's not there, and I just remembered it broke. Anyway, that doesn't really matter. But this is that inner wisdom, okay, that we're searching for again, and that grows through stillness, journaling, meditation, okay? So do that. This is, time to sort of recharge and refocus. Next couple days, you're going to get that clarity that you're looking for. And you're going to know, you're going to get the answers, because they already exist inside. So within the next 48 hours, you're going to find those answers inside of you. And you're going to know exactly what to do. And when the moment feels right, you're going to share that with others, other people in your life. Okay. So this is a very important aspect of it. Because I feel like this is you kind of knowing what your truth is, knowing what your intentions are, finding the clarity within yourself, and hopefully if there is a partner or a friend or a family member or a coworker involved, they're doing the same thing, okay? But that doesn't matter for you. You need to figure out what you are all about in order to get through whatever obstacle is facing you right now. And the Page of Cups, this is joy. This is someone who is entertaining so many wonderful feelings now, right? This is playful. This is imaginative. And I feel like maybe this is kind of the way through the obstacle too. To overcome any obstacle, you got to be playful. You got to use your imagination. You've got to, be open to those creative sparks and those messages and even invitations, and gestures of affection. Love and affection, I think, are going to be important for some of you if this is an obstacle in your romantic relationship. Playfulness, love, affection. Get creative, get imaginative. I feel like I wanted to wink there for some reason. But this is also, recognizing the signs. We're seeing a fish in a percolator here, You don't want to ignore something like that. It's just like, pay attention. I feel like the answer that you need, or the sign that you're waiting for, it's a symbol, it's an omen. And if you're paying attention, you'll see it. And it's going to confirm your path. It's going to guide you forward. You got to find the magic in the mundane. You got to look for the extra in the ordinary. You got to feel between the lines. You've got to look between the leaves of the tree. Look into the shadows. Look for what, instead of looking at what should be there but isn't, look at what is there but feels like it shouldn't be there. You know, it's just that, like that face in the clouds. It's like, wait a minute, those are supposed to be clouds. You know, you're looking into the shadows, you're looking into the in-between spaces, and you're finding things that stick out at you. Okay? And I think in a very real way, when it's the Five of Pentacles, it's saying focus on what is there that may be inspiring you or giving you a good idea or feels kind of magical, feels fun, feels playful, rather than Five of Pentacles focusing on what is not there. So that's what this card, focusing on what's not there but should be. This is focusing on what is there and feels like it's actually really special. Really, really special. And also a good time for expressing your emotions through art, writing, and honest words. Communicate those emotions. And allow yourself to daydream. Pay attention to your fantasies, your hopes, your dreams, your wishes, your aspirations. Those fantasies and daydreams, even more so than your night dreams, all right, are going to be very important for you. Now, please hit the like button if you haven't yet. Let's push this video out to everybody that needs to see it. I appreciate that, and so do they. Okay. You have a High Priestess over here, but first, let's do a quick manifestation oracle card. Then we'll talk about our High Priestess, and we'll finish up the reading here. So here we have the evolving process. Know that you will find all the pieces you need as you go along, and say, I embrace uncertainty. Yeah, that seems to be a message of the High Priestess too, saying, I embrace uncertainty. Because she's asking you to trust. The High Priestess is asking you to take her hand and say, I'll take you to your big rock candy mountain, but you got to trust me. Because it feels like there are things that we don't know. There's uncertainty. If you're in front of an obstacle, it's saying, I don't know exactly which way to go. I don't know what's waiting for me on the other side. I don't know if it's going to work. But we kind of need that trust. You know, where you have to embrace uncertainty. And even with the Ace and the Two of Swords, it feels like we may make a decision about which direction to go, but we don't have a whole plan. We don't have a complete map yet. So just know that you'll find all the pieces as you go. I think that's very significant. The High Priestess, anyway, it's a time for reflection and intuition. It's a time to listen to that inner voice. There are truths that are forming underneath the surface. You don't have to rush the process. Answers are going to come to you quietly. Dreams, signs, intuitions, omens, right? The magic, looking between the whole Page of Cups thing that we just talked about. That's where you're going to find the answers. Okay? There's also a time maybe for you to speak with clarity and purpose and intention and communicate your feelings, but also remember that some of your thoughts can stay private. And it may be just don't communicate everything yet. Maybe you keep your thoughts private while you wait for clarity. You don't have to just say what you're thinking, stream of consciousness kind of thing, you know? Maybe you keep it within, with that hermit energy and the High Priestess. Keep your thoughts and your feelings to yourself until you know how to say it. Okay? Because it may be that there's a big risk of misunderstanding right now. You're protecting the peace. You're keeping the peace, right? Two of Swords, peace. You're keeping the peace right now by not saying everything you're thinking and feeling. Only when you have clarity and truth and you know what you want to say, and then you know how to say it, and then you can reveal that, okay? So right now it's kind of like saying, listen more than you talk. Listen to yourself and listen to the other person if there is another person involved for you. Not everybody is going to have that other person that's part of this. This may just be that kind of internal sort of, that internal dialogue, you know. But generally in your life, it's kind of like saying we don't have to give expression to everything we're thinking and feeling. we strive for clarity, and then we put it into a statement or an intention or a wish, or even like then we put it into kind of a written talisman kind of thing. Then we sort of make it official, or we make the announcement, or we put it in the email, or you know what I mean? That sort of energy. This is a card that's asking you to trust. Trust that what you don't see right now is still unfolding. Trusting that things are turning in your favor, even if it feels like there's an obstacle right now. So this card is literally that kind of trust. Trust that everything is about to turn in your favor, and you're going to claim this. Because you know that on the other side of this is your big rock candy mountain, your success, your luxury, your paradise, your Garden of Eden, your Emerald City, your oasis, your good life, your best life. But we've got to trust. We've got to trust that even though I don't have all the answers, I embrace uncertainty. So all these cards are really fitting in very nicely with each other. I think that this is really a very aligned energy, a very harmonious reading for you, Taurus. And of course, the Four of Pentacles is safety, security, and stability. And if for some of you, this is going to be mostly a financial obstacle, it's going to clear up. And the financial obstacle is going to lead to stability for you. So there will be that resolution in a very favorable way. Okay, I feel like everything is turning in your favor. And the Four of Pentacles is now that kind of relief that says, okay, everything has settled down. The uncertainty has given way to stability. Okay, and so I feel like this is what we're looking for. This is what we're going to experience. This is what we're going to see. Okay. This is you now focusing on protecting your space, your energy, and your resources. Okay. This could be also a card of boundaries, right? Give yourself a sense of safety, but don't hold so tightly that you restrict growth. And whether this is financial or with your romantic partner. Boundaries, yeah, but not too strict, because then you won't really be able to grow together, you know? So it's also a card that's saying you're going to be reevaluating what's really worth holding on to, whether it's emotional energy, physical energy, mental energy, spiritual energy. What you're holding on to, do you still need to hold it? Is it a grudge? Is it you're holding on to something that they said a year ago? What is it safe to release? There's also a card that's saying trust is a very big thing here. True security comes from trust, not necessarily from control. There's a card of building foundations, but also staying open to flow. So it's that you're building that relationship with each other, or you're building a foundation and security in your financial world. Maybe it's just you, maybe you live alone, maybe it's about your job or your work or whatever your creative endeavors. Maybe you're retired, maybe you're in school. You're building a foundation that's going to give you a sense of safety and a sense of, mental peace. But you also have to stay open to growth and flow and new ideas and all the synchronicity, follow the signs, follow the fish in the percolator and all that good stuff. Now the 10 of Wands, okay. This is kind of like, we're getting close to burnout here. This is kind of like saying, look, I've been carrying all these wands for a long time now, and I don't know if I can keep doing it. Some point we have to put them down. Okay. And this might also, for some of you, this is going to be that feeling of pressure. That maybe you feel like you're pressured into a decision. Well, by you being in control of yourself and control of your energy, I think that you're really causing things to flip in your favor. So this is you kind of holding out. You're just saying, I don't care how much pressure people are putting on me. I'm going to make a decision when I find that clarity, when I know what to do and what to say and what decision to make, then I will speak. So don't feel pressured to give an answer. If someone's giving you an ultimatum, or if there's something on the table, like, everybody might be waiting for you to decide what to do, but take your time. This is a card of heavy responsibilities that may be weighing you down. Could be that you feel like your decisions right now are going to affect everybody in your life, your family or your coworkers, that everybody is kind of like relying on you. This might be the feeling of being stretched thin or overcommitted to things. Could be that there are burdens we need to let go of. Okay, which ones are truly yours to carry, and which ones can we safely say, I don't need to hold that anymore. I don't need to carry that around with me all day. It's like you got a backpack full of bricks. Some of those can be dropped off somewhere. Okay. So this is, again, maybe a card of delegating or asking for help. But simplify. Release what no longer belongs to you. How do you make your trip through this life easier? If you are trying to climb over that mountain, over that wall, right? Maybe you lighten the load. Maybe you don't have to carry all your stuff over, and then you can ask your buddy to give you a boost. If you're feeling overworked, then that's going to block your creativity, it's going to block your love, it's going to block your clarity. So maybe that we really need to slow down, we may need to take a rest. Maybe you're putting a lot of pressure on yourself to perform or to, take care of all the business. Lightening your load is going to renew your energy for what really matters for you. And this is how we overcome the obstacles. Okay? This is how we overcome any obstacle, whatever your obstacle is. Big or little obstacle. Doesn't matter. Page of Pentacles next. I'm so excited for the mystery card. Probably going to be the Empress, right? Page of Pentacles. This is now like we're sort of open to new pathways, new opportunities, new ideas for learning, for growth. We're planting new seeds for new abundance. It could be new financial opportunities. It could be that we're really feeling good. Now, I'm kind of thinking of the pages as being like, once we get across this river, once we overcome the obstacle, the Page of Cups is free to dream and get curious again in love and is feeling affectionate and feeling playful. The Page of Pentacles on the other side of the obstacle now is feeling like we have opportunities for more investments, for more growth. It's kind of like, this is a life of more ease. Okay? And this is another very curious energy. Okay, it's a practical curiosity that's saying, okay, now that I have a solid foundation, now that I have my Four of Pentacles and I'm back on solid ground on the other side of the obstacle, now I can look around and see like, okay, what do I want to do? What do I want to get into? What sort of business do I want to run? Or what am I going to do? How am I going to save my money? And let's create a budget. And so it's giving us a lot more of this exploratory energy. The Four of Pentacles is the foundation from which we can build upward. Okay. A little bit of a student mindset here. But I feel like when you, in anything, even in your relationship, when you have safety and security and stability, it allows for you to get curious and get some new ideas and have other ambitions and say, well, I want to do this, I want to do this, maybe we'll go do that. And we're starting to make plans, And I feel like the Page of Cups and the Page of Pentacles are feeling good about life. Because the Four of Pentacles does not just mean financial stability. It means feeling safe and stable and secure in your life, in your relationship, in your job, in your bank account too, but emotionally and physically safe and stable and secure. And that's when we are able to then get kind of curious and feel like I've got some, I feel good. I feel safe now where I can explore and I can express my emotions and I can have ideas and I can try a couple of these business things that I've been thinking about. And we feel like we're allowed to do that now because we have that stability of the Four of Pentacles, you see. I think that is very, very wonderful, beautiful, great, good fortune. Maybe that's going to be the mystery card. Let's take a look at that mystery card before this video gets way too long. I think Empress or I think Wheel of Fortune. If you have a prediction, please put it in the comments. Let's take a look. Oh yeah, look at that. Wheel of Fortune, beautiful. Because this is the card of favor. This is literally, everything turning in your favor. Your luck is turning around. What's been at the bottom of the wheel is now being brought to the top of the wheel. If you've been feeling like you've been at the bottom, between the rubber and the road, you're getting to the top of the wheel. Everything is turning around for you. Great good fortune is here for you to claim. I feel like this is you getting a lot more green lights. A lot of doors are opening where there weren't any doors before. This is Spirit putting the right people, places, and things on your path when and where you need them. So this is great. This is expansive. This is you being in the flow with the process of change. This is you riding the wave of good luck. If you believe in luck, you're in for some good stuff, If you believe in fate and fortune, that's what this is. Change is active now. New doors are opening. The wheel is turning faster. Momentum is picking up. Okay? So this is things turning around in your energy. This is things rising up in your mood, your emotional, and in the circumstances. So you're staying flexible, you're staying open. These new opportunities, the page and the page, right? They're taking advantage of new opportunities. They're seeing those opportunities and thinking, all right, now I feel safe, stable, and secure that I could take advantage of all these opportunities that Spirit's putting on my path. Hot dog. Yeah, feels good. So this is the divine timing. You're letting go of the need to try to control timing. Fortune favors those who adapt. Okay? I feel like this is the beginning of a very lucrative, a very prosperous, like a streak of good luck for you. I want you to claim this reading. We're going to do an extended reading as well. There's a join button right down there. We're going to do an I Ching hexagram. We're going to do oracle cards. We will clarify love and money. And we'll spin the yes/no coin. Taurus, I thank you, I love you, and we're all in this together.